And welcome back to Amy Park here in Melbourne for this second semi-final. Sudden death for the Telstra Premiership, and what a first half it was. With this side, the Newcastle Knights, they're leading 12-4 at the break. But before you get too excited, I'm looking at the David Middleton statistics. They've led at the break 16 times, but they've lost 6. People up there through the valley, through the Steel City, don't get too excited just yet, but it is good news out of Melbourne for the people up there. You're in front by 12-4 over Melbourne in their own backyard. Long way to go yet. Thank you, Scoop.
This is going to be a long 40 minutes.
Melbourne's coming back. Brian Hoffman just walking through camera. It reminds me, I had a text message today with some sad news. When Ryan was at St Gregory's back in 2002, one of our major schools, rugby league schools, one of his rugby league mentors was Brother Coman, who I had a long association with at Parramatta Marist. And Brother Coman passed away on Thursday. So to him and the brotherhood that was with him through life, his family, our deepest sympathies. In fact, I spoke to Ryan before the game to make sure that he had an association with Brother Coman, who was a great rugby league man. He convinced many a school to embrace rugby league. Tyrone Roberts kicks off. The second half is underway. There's 40 minutes of this season remaining for one of these teams. And Newcastle has got 8-point start. Riles playing the ball. Proctor cut down. 25 away from his line. Melbourne with Kenny Bronick. And now for Widom. Taking advantage of a decoy from Harris. This is Harris now. And held by Houston, Costigan. And also Hilda. With a massive kick, but probably he doesn't kick the ball as heavily as Mullen. Here's a long ball out to the ground to the winger, who's standing in the centres, of course. Nguama. He had Leilua outside him, and here is Leilua now, taking the next gallop, and he gets it out to the 40. They're making good meters, these outside lads, aren't they, for Newcastle? Yep. Boyd. Brad Fittler sideline, a comment.
Update on Jordan McLean. His teeth are out of line. They feel loose. He's also looks like he's got a depressed fracture to his cheekbone, so he won't be back.
That is shocking news. Shocking news. Judged as a head touch. Here is Scott reeling, and as he goes round on this merry-go-round, he offered it the first time. I think he wanted to do a second time, but the machine came to a halt. The carousel stopped. And now Mullen puts it. Oh, Billy's put it down. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Newcastle players. And it looks like Hilda. Matt Hilda has scored on his 200th game. Slater's gone high.
Okay, Clarkie.
And he's put it down.
We're back to tackle 1. Have a try. Review the contact on Slater after he drops it and onside.
Review the contact on Slater after he drops it. I don't think anyone's near Slater after he drops it, so maybe they're saying that he's been denied a chance to get back and make a tackle, but that's a stretch from what I've seen the first time. Onside, I think that's okay.
Gus, I can't understand why Billy Slater here, with no players around, decides to do the AFL catch with his hands above his head.
Yeah, he needed to catch that on his chest. He just spilled it.
So let's stay with Slater after he loses that ball. We'll forget that for the moment. What happens now? Boyd is there. There's a brush there. There's a take there. But it's gone away from Slater. The question is, would he have been able to stop the try?
It's in slow motion.
Do it in normal speed. I mean,
well, Costigan hasn't helped Slater. That has to be said. But could he have done anything about stopping Hilda from scoring the try? That's the question. Steve Clark and Luke Patton are in the box adjacent to us.
Yes.
Well, you're drawing a very, very long bow here. And if you run it at normal speed, Costigan's half inclined to think that Slater's got the ball for a start.
Let's have a look at normal speed then, can we? Yes, we can.
Let's have a look. Just at normal speed. Well, that's slow speed, but he drops the ball behind him. He gets a bump from the players that are coming through. I mean, it's a try. It's a try for 104 years out of 105, but in this day and age, we've got to diagnose everything with a magnifying glass.
10 when touched. Thank you.
We'll soon know.
I'll explain it.
It's a try, another try for Newcastle, and they are small in number, but they're loud in vocal. A break and back. Well, what a present for Matt Hilda. His third club, his 100th game for the Knights, and his 200th career game. Waltzing Matilda.
There was conjecture there because Matilda played the ball that he may have been in front of the kicker, but the video referee determined that Hilda was outside the 10-metre zone when Slater played at the ball.
It's converted by Roberts. Darren Lockyer, a comment.
Yeah, look, Billy Slater, he's a competitor, and he'd be disappointed he made that mistake that cost his team 6 points. But there'll be no one trying more than Billy Slater between now and full time to get his team home.
Well, you can see the pain on his face from those slow-mo pictures, those close-ups. The pain on his face. There was no sign of Billy Slater complaining about Newcastle being given a try there. He was just bashing himself up.
Yeah, it was a funny way for him to take the ball, a player so experienced. Plenty of time to get that on his chest.
Costigan wrapped up and put down hard by Blomwich, Ken Blomwich. This is Alex McKinnon. He's just outside his own 30-metre line. He was the man that was involved in the head clash that seemingly has broken the jaw of the youngster from Young. Played by Boyd. Now across to Mullen. Long and a little juggle from Gagai. Uwade got rid of one. Gagai goes again. Not held, up again. Now he's held. 40 metres out from the line. They're having a lovely time out there, the outside backs on both sides of the ground. Here's Uwade, puts a kick in, and it's come down okay for Melbourne. They passed the ball. Blair got it on. Widdup given it away. Wongner is with the ball now. And Gagai has gone back reeling with pain. Here's Ken Bromwich to his own 40. Over the head of Harris, it's gone to Cronk. Here's Proctor. Cronk again off the quick play of the ball. And this is Will Chambers. You watch Slater now. He might be bashing himself out, but he will want involvement on every available second of this game from here on in. He will implant himself. He'll demand centre stage in this game, I believe, for what's remaining. The kick is floating down towards Aquila, and the bounce is okay. And Aquila's pointing to the ground. I don't know what he's arguing about.
Yeah, that could have gone anywhere. He's lucky it's bounced left and gone out of the field of play. Andrew, Jared Mullen tonight, he seems to be real tentative with his kicks. They're either not far enough or not high enough. He seems a little tentative with it. Do you agree or not?
I think he's conscious of not putting the ball too far. Making sure that Billy Slater, if he does catch the ball, it's a metre or two out from his line. There was one early in the game where Billy put his foot over the line. And it's such a big momentum shift these days. If the fullback catches the ball and he's in goal, the ball goes dead.
I'm just wondering what Darius Boyd had to say to Aquila Uwade over there. It was some kind of an instructional lesson to Aquila.
Catch the ball. Yeah, and he's 100% right, Darius Boyd. The ball could have gone anywhere. He's lucky it went into touch.
Play by Gagai. Now Costigan. He's a rough hombre, isn't he? Neville. He's not a youngster. Not many of them are. They call them Dad's Army. Well, Dad's Army is leading at the moment 18-4 in Melbourne. They're fighting behind enemy lines at the moment, but they're leading comfortably as Boyd comes away.
Well, both Scott, Costigan, Jeremy They're all part of Bennett's 2010 Dragons premiership winning team. That's what he's brought to the Newcastle Knights. He's brought players with those attitude and experience, and Costigan is the sort of player you want in big rumbles like this.
Well, it's either been Bennett chasing Costigan or Costigan chasing Bennett. Bennett had to sack him at one stage. I think we've talked about it before. It's like Tommy Lee Jones and Harrison Ford. But I think Wayne's opinion of Neville Costigan has never wavered. He liked him as a footballer, but he had to discipline him at one stage. And then one fled, the other chased. And then the other one fled and the other one chased. It's a lovely story. Now it's Cronk, now it's Proctor. And he's not held. He'll be held now, though. Roberts went in with Houston. He's built like a tower, Houston. Now, little kick by Cronk. He's looking for the regather, and he gets it, and he passes, ended back by Ken Bromwich. It's gone over for Wonga. He'll score. This is freakish. This is Rugby League 2013 style. Razzle, dazzle, hot potato, speculate, Hail Mary, all of those words. Can you believe this?
Well, Cooper Cronk wound up here for the big high bomb, and at the last moment, he chips it back in behind very softly. You watch here, he's getting ready for the big spiral. He winds her up and then dink, a little one over the top. He gets a bounce. Hail Mary anywhere, and then batted over the top. It's all gone backwards. And Cesar Wonga, a free run to the line, gets the Melbourne Storm back in this contest.
There is your try scorer, Cesar Wonga, who last weekend was involved in one of the more, what shall I say, infamous moments in the game. I thought totally accidental with Dylan Farrell. The kick from Cameron, he's got it on the line. So here they come. The defending premiers are back to 18-10 at home.
Yeah, you can feel the Storm. They're going to come home. That man there, I think he holds the key for the Newcastle Knights coming out of their own area. They've been bogged down the opening 10 minutes of this second half, just going through the middle, and that's what the Storm like. They like to get the big man in and wrestle. They've spread the ball in the first half to Leilua. He's caused them all sorts of headaches. He's their main go-to man coming out of trouble for the Knights.
Kick-off, we'll see Jason Riles roll it back towards Houston and Costigan. Proctor wants a run, got the ball. Taken down again by Houston and Hilda this time. Harris running it towards Ken Bromwich, and he's strong, this youngster. He's very strong, but they force him down and force him back. 3 down, 3 gone for Melbourne. They're inside their 30. And Riles takes it ahead to be tackled by Rocco, who hasn't had a minute off as far as I can remember in 7.5 games back to back. Robbie Rocco, played by Proctor. Back now for Cronk to position the ball. A very measured kick, and Uarte fields it. They put an arc around him. He runs away from that arc and comes to another one on the other side of the ground. Plays it to Darius Boyd. Now they use Maguama, and Kevin Maguama in the side from McManus. If you've been for dinner and come home late, McManus didn't play. He wants him to go back and play it. Crowd noise preventing players from sometimes hearing the word held. Here's Leilua. Andrew believes he might be the answer. Out wide is where they've really caused problems. Hilda goes running away and allowed to gallop a little bit, but he's put down by Proctor. Costigan, Roberts, Mullen, Scott up towards 30, and Bowe will play the ball. Bennett wanted him. He wanted him so bad to come to Newcastle, Beau Scott. Slater again, he's not going to do it twice. He gets it in and cuddles it. Is Wonga now, out from dummy half. Held by Hilda. Played, Newcastle player at the back of the ruck. Didn't obstruct, didn't impede. Slater tackled, and Slater's hurt again.
Tackle 3. Hurt his knee, tackle 3.
Smith is saying something to Scott.
Yeah, they're saying he's hurt his knee here, Billy Slater. And he looks to be in a fair bit of pain, although he's not reaching for anything. The referee was of the opinion he's hurt his knee. Now the trainer looking down low. There's no suggestion of a head knock. He's got it pretty heavily strapped.
He carried this injury last year. It's a posterior cruciate injury, which Greg Inglis is carrying at the moment, and also Anthony Watmar. It's a collision. When you have a collision on it, apparently, that's when the pain.
Yeah, well, it's collided twice. It collided with Beau Scott's knee, and then it collided with the ground. The point of Billy Slater's knee hits Beau Scott's knee, and then the knee comes down heavily on the ground. And as you say, with that type of injury, that rattles the knee up, and that's when you feel the pain of it.
Well, this would be a monumental loss for Melbourne if Billy Slater has to come off.
I don't think he's coming off. I think it just shocks them. It's the pain that shocks them, because that point of impact on the kneecap is what rattles it up. And now he knows that it's okay, and the bloke's convinced his leg's not going to fall off. He'll get up and play on. And that's what's been happening with Greg Inglis. Same thing.
Third tackle gone. And Slater behind the play, but he's dusty. Here is Cronk, and that's gone forward, so Newcastle will get the ball just outside the 30-metre line.
And this is a product of playing really flat.
Slater just trying to work some feeling back into the knee.
He'll be right. He'll come good. He'll streak away in a minute. But this is an error here by the Melbourne Storm. Cronk throwing a forward pass.
Second row, Melbourne.
And a great opportunity for Newcastle. Now, Newcastle have got to stay aggressive with their ball movement. They can't try and protect an 8-point lead against the Melbourne Storm. They've got to think they've got to score again to win, which means they've got to be aggressive. They've got to be positive about trying to come up with more points.
Come to a blindside play from the scrum with Leilua, and BJ plays the ball just outside the 20-metre line. Here is Costigan hitting it up and going straight ahead, full runner. Just inside the 20 from Neville Costigan. Ball played and gone high and long to Roberts, then Mullen. Here's Boyd folding. Gaggai's pass. It looked forward, looked suspect. I'm not going to call it anymore. I'm sure it went forward and they've called it back.
And again, players on the outside playing so flat. I mean, Andrew, you're more the modern-day coach these days, and these outside backs, they're testing the passing ability of the inside players all the time. He's nearly got to throw it forward, Darius Boyd, to get it to his wingman. Especially with the... Look at the defender there, Sisawanga. The aggressive way they come forward, the wingers, to attack the centres. You'd rather be a yard late than a yard early. Well, Gaggai's blaming himself, but it's Uarte that should have been hitting the ball at pace on the outside. But they all do it. I mean, we must be wrong because every side does it.
Well, he's knocked on Maurice Blair, and here's Leilua. He's back with the ball, and they've come back.
They've said the pass here was forward after the knock on. No advantage. It'll be a Knights feed. Knock on from the Melbourne Storm. It was picked up. Was it Roberts, was it? Who threw a quick pass to the outside. But that ball floated forward. Big Willie Mason standing up. He's got a card in his hand. His coach is about to put him back out into the action. So too Jeremy Smith. So a fair bit of experience about to come onto the field. Here's the ball being lost by Maurice Blair. Bobbles out of his hand, picked up by Roberts, and Roberts throws the forward pass.
So Mullen there on the 20-metre line. Ball goes back, wrapping around to the right to Costigan. Smith and Hinchcliffe hunch over him and slow the ball down as much as they can. Now Houston. He's taken in the three-man Melbourne tackle. Hilda then sweeping it left, and here comes Rocco to within 2 metres of the line. Melbourne with a foot on the line. That's the requirement. Boyd through to Hilda, dummies. Then it's gone to Roberts, runs a circle, and that was a wasted tackle. Hinchcliffe making it. Mullen puts a kick in. It might be too much. Going after it, Cronk, and it is too much. Well, that was a sad ending, wasn't it? The defending premiers at 18-10.
No, big pass.
2 passes.
Okay.
And trying to chase down this determined Wayne Bennett coach side. Wonga is picked up and thrown back by Beau Scott. Now Ryan Hoffman on the 30-metre line. Ken Bromwich to the 40-metre line. Scott and Mason, the tackler. They go behind Bromwich, Senior, and it comes away to Chambers. He's on the halfway line, and they've used up 4 tackles. So they go across the line, Hinchcliffe, and he goes on to Gareth Withers. Across now to Maurice Blair, and Blair has split them, and he's taken low there by Uwate. The last, they'll set up Cronk here for the kick, and here it comes. There goes the kick from Cronk. Under it is Leilua. It's come down. And Stacks on the middle. It's gone forward.
It's accidental from him into Leilua.
So he said it's accidental from one Newcastle player into one who is offside. He's declared accidental offside, but Melbourne will get the feed.
Yeah, and they've got some great scrum feed plays here on tackle 1 off scrum wins. It's Leilua going up for it. He probably should have left it for Nguama, and they just got in each other's way. Usually it's the centre trying to hold off the defenders.
Yeah, Gus, this is where the Melbourne Storm stack every player on the open side. You can see there's 6 players, and they'll try to free Sissa Wanger on the outside of Aquila Uwate, a couple of second-man plays.
Here we go with the scrum, and a chance for Melbourne. And Slater to Blair reversing, and short of the line. Playing it to O'Neill. Hoffman's put it down. Knock on against Melbourne.
Great hit. Who was this?
Who else?
I think it's Willie Mason.
He ticked him out. He said, if you're going to get the ball, you're mine, baby. Now, Cameron Smith had a few options. He had 2 players flat up on the advantage line, and he had a halfback waiting at the back for the ball. And Willie Mason said, if Hoffman's getting it, he's mine. And he monsters him.
Yeah, you watch him this set and attack, Willie. He'll know there's a big run coming. You watch the players they've got on the back of that tackle. There'll be a big run coming from Willie Mason this set.
Mason and Hoffman both up in the front row, locking heads. Leilua looks determined, doesn't he? He wants plenty of this. Now Rocco. Hilda still in the game. Badeiras going back.
Yeah, so now he's got all his experience out there. He's got Badeiras, he's got Jeremy Smith, he's got Willie Mason.
Here is Mason as predicted by Andrew.
He's got Bo Scott, he's got them all out there.
He's got Dad's army complete now. They're all there. This man is no exception, Jeremy Smith. Many of them in their 30s, a couple of them having a little peekaboo at it, as a matter of fact. Roberts kicking down, and Wonga brings it back. He went through Uwate and taken by Gagai eventually. So now for Widdock. And he is tackled in only his 2nd game back after the dislocating of a hip. Here is Bromwich, the 8, and they pick him up and put him down. With Smith putting plenty of impact into it. Cronk getting across Harris and getting it onto Chambers. And Will Chambers near the halfway. Just over a quarter of the game to go. And 8 points the margin. The Storm still chasing. The Premiers are chasing. They're making mistakes though. It's so unlike Melbourne that it has been creeping into their game often this year. It's Houston with the ball now. 28 uses, the Knights 23 completions. Compared to Melbourne, 30 uses for 20 completions. So it's Newcastle then, after the 2nd tackle. And Mason runs at Hinchcliffe. Puts the bumper bar out into the chest. Comes from Badeiras, goes to Roberts, holds it lovely before putting it back to Rocco. 10 metres away from the line. We've still got 2. Here's 5. And now that's Houston. So Mullen's the man. He's to the right. Roberts is going around there with him now. And Mullen puts a left foot down. Aquila! He goes up and he comes down.
Yeah. Clarkie, one last
what
tackle.
Is the decision?
Yeah, I have no
try.
Review contest.
Well, Aquila Uwate ran away. I know he knows he doesn't score. I guess they're trying to look at the restart because whether or not a Melbourne Storm player has knocked it on or it's a 20-metre tap because Uate's knocked it on. But
he's fetting him like he's at a school picnic. Keeler, he loves it.
He loves it, doesn't he?
He's having more fun than the fans, let me tell you. I thought he had it here. I thought he was going to get a regather on it. And he doesn't. It's taken off him, basically. It's taken off him. And is it then forced by Melbourne in goal? Well, he's
knocked it forward.
Yeah, but that's okay. If he catches it, it negates the knock on. But did he have a chance to catch it before Slater takes it and then forces it?
Yeah.
Here he is. He's got a chance to negate the knock on. And then the Melbourne player knocks it out. This will be a line dropout, in my opinion.
Good call, Rabbi.
Well, don't give me any raps yet, but I think it's a line dropout.
Good call,
from what I've
Rabbi.
seen.
Good call. This could well be a line dropout. Knock on by Uate, but he secures the ball there, and Slater takes it away from him. So this will be an infringement against the Melbourne Storm. I agree.
Rabs, I can remember the first time I've seen Aquila Uate as the ball gets knocked out by Billy Slater. I can remember the first time I ever laid my eyes on Aquila Uate. He was a junior that come to training at the Newcastle Knights from the Central Coast via Fiji. And he stopped training one day. They were doing testing. They were doing 40-metre sprints. And the whole training stopped to watch this young man. And no one could believe the power and the speed of him.
This decision has got to come through in just a matter of seconds. They've pressed the button. Decision pending. And it's no try. What's the restart? What's the restart?
Cameron, I'll explain to you.
Listen to this.
Cecil Wack is knocked it, your bloke's knocked it forward, but he's regained it, Uati, and then Billy Slater's knocked it out and grounded it, so it'll be a goal line dropout.
It's a line dropout, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. So this is more pressure for the Premiers. It's a good result for Newcastle, short of Uate getting a try. They've got the second best result. The Seagulls. They flock across the flight of this ball. And then Roberts brings it away for Bedwell. And Mason in his 250th comes out and is tackled on the 30-metre line. The dearest for Rocco. This young lion. Nathan Tinkler himself said, I want him back home. Like the Snowdens of this world. Jeremy Smith to play the ball. In front of the uprights, Badeiros. Just a little play around dummy half with Houston. And plays it again for the elder statesman to give it on. Across the back for Roberts. Roberts goes out towards O'Neill. It's been knocked down by Leilua. Diving in is Nguama. But I've got a feeling this has been knocked out by Newcastle. Ben Cummins hesitates.
Tackle count there, Jerry. 4. Mate, I've got 4. I've got a try.
He's got a try.
Just check the contest here, please, through the ground.
I don't think, I might be wrong, but I thought the ball is knocked out and forward by Leilua.
It was well constructed by the Newcastle Knights. They switched the ball, went the ball to the right to draw Billy Slater over to Jared Mullen. And then there's a quick switch of play to Tyrone Roberts. You see Slater at the back goes. He's drawn across to Jared Mullen. And then the switch back to Tyrone Roberts to isolate the winger. And this time Roberts goes to the line and chips over the top for a contest between his outside men, Leilua and Nguama.
Onside is okay. This is the contest. Well, what's happened with Nguama? He's passed from the ground, but he didn't have a hand on him. Did he knock it forward?
I think he's knocked it on twice, Rabbits. I think he knocks it here. That's a knock on into the opposition player, and I think he drops it there.
Does he get a hand on it here?
Yeah.
I think he's got fingers on it, but then it's come off him and gone onto an opposing player. So that's a knock on in itself.
I think that's
and then he knocks on again. But the second one, Gus, the second one has come off his belly. That's not hands or arms. I think it's the first one that we're looking at.
Yeah, I think if it looks like a duck and walks like a duck,
it's a duck.
It's a duck.
If it looks like a pig, it's a pig.
Yeah,
exactly right.
It's a knock on.
Get the zookeeper. No try. No try. referee overruled. Brad Fittler sideline.
Yeah, well, he's saying a pig. I'm talking about the Seagulls. I spoke to Justin, the curator. He said they've had unusually warm weather, and that has activated the worm season. So the Seagulls are here for the worms.
So it's worms, not chips.
It's worms.
Yeah. Well, I've been watching the Seagulls, and not one of them is eating. They're all just strolling around watching the football.
Well, they're waiting for the worms to come to the surface.
Well, if they've come for the worms, they're just, well, there's one having a little peck.
So back to the football now. And played by Smith, and this is Harris, grimacing as he's taken by Houston and Badiris. The captain, he's got a worried look on his face, Cameron. It's gone to Widdop, it's gone to Hoffman, it's out to Blair. Blair's proving a problem. Blair is causing a problem for Uarte and Gagai. But at the same time, the outside men, the edges for Newcastle, they've been superb tonight. Now Bromwich.
But it's good for the Melbourne Storm to be shifting the ball in their own half. It opens Newcastle up a little bit.
Cronk kicks. Is Slater onside? It's gone up. It's knocked back by Slater, taken by Mason. And it's a penalty, Melbourne.
Yes, knocked back by him, off your shoulder, and really offside.
Yeah, the referee's right here.
No, he's ruling. Is it? What's he doing? Is he doing
a penalty? It's a penalty. It's offside. Billy Slater knocks it backwards onto Darius Boyd. It then goes forward onto Willie Mason. It's a penalty for offside.
So here they come, Melbourne. They're down by 8. They've made a habit of grand finals. It's on the line here. And Bromwich is held centimetres away with 18 minutes to go. And the break is 8. Here's Slater to Hoffman. And they take him to ground, ball and all. The strength of Scott. Slater now for Cronk. He kicks for Hinchcliffe. Oh, Houston. How the hell did he do that, Houston?
Well, just as well as he did, because there were Storm players steaming through and no one at the back to field the grubber kick had it found its way to the in goal. So Houston, that was a try saver.
Here they are now again, coming to the edge. And Nguama, 30 metres out from his own line. The second semi-final. Sudden death from Amy Park in Melbourne, the home ground of the Premiers, desperately trying to survive. And it's played by Leilua on 5. Roberts needs to go long. He goes into the corner and picks up Slater. So here's the chase, the red, white and the blue. Down the ground, O'Neill held by 3 of them and put down.
What a tackle, Jeremy Smith.
Yeah, that was great work by Jeremy Smith, because he knows Billy Slater doesn't like to run out of that corner and generally passes in field when he catches, and he was right there to nail the opposition winger. That was really great defence.
Wonga. And now for Norrie. For Brian, who unexpectedly picked up a grand final medal last year when a career for him seemed at its end. And here he is looking and just as desperate as anybody to make it again and make it back-to-back. Here they go, lofting it over, it bounced forward and Leilua jumped on the ball. And the referee is ordering a knock-on.
Well, this is a let-off for the Melbourne Storm. The first signs of desperation from the defending Premiers. Trying to keep the ball alive at any cost.
Cameron saying there.
And a loose pass dived upon by Leilua. Has been bobbled.
Yeah, not initially, but after you did. Okay, let's go Newcastle.
It's been bobbled, and that has given the Melbourne Storm another chance.
Mason.
Just watch here. He gets it, and he bobbles it.
Yeah, no question about it. Mason giving a lecture. A sermon on the mount, really, from Willie. Shut up.
Yeah, he's just saying, live in the moment. Forget the mistake. Get on with what we're going to do.
That's what he was saying. Shut up, Willie. Here's Hoffman now. 42 metres out from the line. Smith going to Norrie. And Norrie puts his frame into Badiris. So Smith again trying to ignite them and generate something. And it's Hinchcliffe to play the ball. Here is Smith. He's inside the 20. Probing. Tackled by Badiris again. Slater then on the 4th tackle. Gronk goes back looking to go back in, but he's tackled and put down 10 metres out, right there in front of the uprights. Here they come to Widdop, and he kicks. It's not a good kick. It's come down off Iwate and gone back to Melbourne. Melbourne have got another set. Blair, Widdop, Bromwich. And Bromwich is held 10 metres out from the line. Well, Newcastle, this is a big test now. Very few people can give Melbourne repeat sets this close. And it's come away for Bromwich, and he's over. Bromwich puts it down under the crossbar. Melbourne are back. We'll have a 2-point game in a moment.
Yeah.
Back at Amy Park, and Jesse Bromwich has scored for Melbourne. His 12th try in his career. Cameron Smith with the conversion just a second ago, and he brings it back to a 2-point ball game. Newcastle leading by 2. There's Bellamy, who holds the wood on Bennett most decisively. Just talking to one of his offsiders, chewing the fat. Bromwich is taken 20 metres out from his own line. Which way is this one going to swing? Here is Proctor. Melbourne, 35 uses, completed 24. Melbourne spinning it. Hinchcliffe to Widdop. Widdop is tackled 5 metres on his own side of halfway. Blair the dummy half. Wonga takes a run. He wants one try to make 25 and 100 points off tries alone. Norrie, 33 metres away from the line. Taken down by Folongo. Cronk then kicks. Slater's after it. And it's coming down towards Nguama. And Nguama takes the ball, does he? The referee Cummins right over it.
That's one.
What's he got?
I have no try. Just check the collision here, please, through to grounding.
So you've heard from Cummins, it's no try. He's looking for what is the appropriate restart.
Well, it's obvious that Nguama has bobbled this and the ball's hit the ground because he wanted to check grounding as to whether or not a Melbourne Storm player has got his hands on it. The Storm, the defending premiers, coming with a charge now, as we knew they would.
Well, Slater's questionable, isn't he, on that high shot?
I'm not sure that it's Slater that gets involved. Slater's in front of the kicker, but I think it's the outside ones here that Slater gets nowhere near it. They're going to check the challenge here as Nguama comes up with a fumble. It's O'Neill over the top.
Well, this is a repeat of something we saw in the South Sydney game the other night, is it not? No eyes at all for the ball. And who was it that night that...
Who's grounded that?
Remember they took the Slater try away for something similar?
Will Chambers?
I think it was Chambers. Yeah, Chambers and Farrell from memory. It's almost a replica of that.
I don't think it's a penalty, though. I think it's just a knock-on against Nguama and a line dropout.
Well, let's see what the story is. It's no try, but he's saying line dropout.
It's the correct ruling.
So it's the same that we saw a little while ago. The second best result has happened for Melbourne.
And this is what we spoke about at half-time, that if Melbourne Storm could get enough possession at this end of the field, which they were denied in the first half, then they've got the capability of scoring tries. And that tackled inside the opposition 20 has turned around a little bit in this second period. And here come the defending premiers.
So the dropout by Mullen, his head went straight down. He didn't like it. It went 45 metres, though. Bromwich, first tackle, 30 metres away. They're a hard side to defend against, particularly in this zone when they're in this frame of mind. They're in a desperation state of mind. Bromwich, 11 metres out from the southern goal line. They've stacked the right side, but Cronk switches it back across to Smith. Smith goes back to Widdop. Widop is taken and put down by Jeremy Smith and David Folongo. It's come away for Norrie, and Norrie's accepted by McKinnon and Folongo again. So 5 tackles, and Smith to Cronk. He puts it down. Oh, Tyrone Roberts with a Mark Waugh catch at first slip.
I would love to see that from behind, to see what Tyrone Roberts was looking at when Cronk came to the line.
What a play. What a play.
Look at that. Wow.
And that's the instincts, Gus, we spoke about. None better.
That is brilliant. What do we got? 13 minutes, 11 minutes left on the clock. 2-point ball game. Exciting stuff.
Tyrone Roberts, I think you might have heard Wayne Bennett rapping in pre-game, and that ball has gone dead. Kurt Gidley, of course, watching this game tonight, as is the coach, with great eagerness and hope that it's Tyrone Roberts that's in this team through the misfortune of Kurt Gidley originally. But I can't imagine them picking a team without Tyrone Roberts now, even with Kurt Gidley being available, should he be. Chambers.
It's really hard here for the Knights with the 2-point lead because they don't know what to do. Melbourne Storm know they need to score, so they're attacking. The Knights don't know what to do. They're 2 in front, and do we defend it? Do we need to score again?
Oh, Riles got himself a dummy half and threw a howler of a ball. And Norrie is with it. A bit of good fortune there for Melbourne, though. There is Cronk again. He kicks, and after the ball is Slater. Boyd, solid at the back.
Well, they got away with one there. Danny Medeiros. Check Billy Slater chasing that ball.
Here is Gagai, and he'll play the ball. This very good young player. Haven't they got a couple of good young centres in Gagai and Leilua? And this is Nguama, 42 metres out from his line. Medeiros no look. Leilua ahead hard. Plays it back for Medeiros. They go to the middle. Roberts comes back for Mullen. They go over to Gagai. Why wouldn't you go over there to the 30-metre line? And they've used 5. Here's the up and under. And it's come off Mullen's boot, but there's no pressure on Billy Slater. And Roberts chases and grabs a leg.
And again, a dinky little kick there from Jared Mullen. Didn't really kick it wide for his teammates. Didn't put it up high enough to give them time to get there. And that's the tentative ones I've been talking about.
Wonga is injured. He can't rise. So, and there's no feigning when you're in this situation.
What a game.
I'm wondering what it is. Well, they dodged a bullet up here. That's way up there. Medeiros it is.
Yeah,
watch Medeiros. He stops, he checks, and he takes Billy Slater out. They dodged that bullet. That would have been a penalty in 99% of cases. And what's wrong with Wonga? Is it a knee? Here it is again. This is Wonga. And I think it's a knee or an ankle that's gone under. Darren Lockyer sideline. Exciting, isn't it?
Oh, fantastic game. The stoppage isn't going to help the Storm's case, but the Knights are starting to look a little bit vulnerable up the middle, and in particular that play with Smith to Cronk with Slater on the inside. Billy's been inside Cronk all night. Cooper's been going to the outside, but I expect an inside ball with Billy Slater's not far away.
They're almost looking to me, Darren, as though they've introverted. In other words, they're shy. The other mob are extroverted. They're just throwing it around because that's all that they can do. That's right. You know, Newcastle, they just need to get through their sets, but at the same time, they need to play some footy so that they're keeping the momentum going. If they shut up shop, the Storm will make you pay.
Well, both sides here at this point have completed exactly 27 sets of 6 each. 27 sets of 6 each. The difference between the teams is one missed conversion goal, a 2-point difference, and we're inside the last 10. There's nothing in it. So Newcastle are there, so they've got 80 metres to travel. Hinchcliffe around the back for Widop, and then Blair, who's nearly always punctured them on that right edge. They might have been good in attack over there, but Blair has had some freedom when he's run at their defence.
played by Hoffman. Right foot kick, high torpedo. Down to Ball with back pedals. And here he is, this wonderful fullback. Churchill medalist in 2010. And he'll play the ball when allowed. One-handed pickup by Roberts. His confidence must be high to the halfway line. Nguama in 18. Rocco. 8 metres into Melbourne's area. Jeremy Smith. Good tackle by Brian Norrie mainly. 30-metre line. 4th tackle. Badera showing it, running it, and it's gone away, and it's out to McKinnon, and he goes to ground. Held by Blair. Now the kick for Mullen. There it goes again. He's looking for Leilua. It's come off Leilua, gone back and forward towards Melbourne's cross. And it's changeover.
Okay, knock on, no advantage.
Proctor. A comment from Brad Fittler.
Well, Cesar Wang has just gone off the left-hand side of the field, and Tohu Harris has come on. He stayed over on the right-hand side, Tohu Harris, so I can't quite tell who's in what position at the moment. Here goes Chambers, comes out of the right wing, and on the left side, Maurice Blair goes to the wing.
Jason Riles is with the ball. The departure lounge is waiting for some of these players. There's 2 points in it. Slater's after a Cronk kick. It's gone to ground. It might have come off Slater's hand. It's been taken by Newcastle. And the referee's given a penalty, has he?
Tyrone Roberts scrambling.
All right, Mr. Mate, get out of there, mate.
Inspirational play by the young
You got the penalty. Yeah, mate.
Cummins put the hand up, and it's a penalty to Newcastle.
You can see this coming. Yeah, you can see it coming. Slater was right in behind Cronk, called for the chip kick.
The penalty, I think, is around his head, Slater. Here, there.
Yeah.
And that's your penalty. And Bellamy bashes the bench. David Kidwell next to him.
Well, again, not a great touch finder there from Jared Mullen, but Newcastle have got to be thinking try. I know there's only 7.5 minutes to go, but a try wins it. They just can't sit there and try and protect the 2 points.
How you feeling, Mr. Johns?
Go for a try, Newcastle.
Houston, 28 metres out from the Melbourne line. Newcastle leading by 2. They got beaten by 2 when they came here this year. They were leading, and then Slater scored a try, and they went to 16-14. Boyd to the 10. So the 4th tackle is gone. They go long to McKinnon, across to Mullen. He gets a bullet-like pass to Roberts, who lays it on the ground. Scott has got the ball. Asks the question, can I play on? No. Now they're on the last. Mullen chips across. He's looking for Darius Boyd. It's been taken by Cooper Cronk. They get an ankle tap on him. Now they clamp him down on the 20-metre line. So now it's Will Chambers, taken inches inside the touchline. 7 metres short of halfway. Harris is on the merry-go-round. Taken by Leilua. Will play it to Chambers. Cronk is with the ball. That is Proctor. Halfway line, centre ground. Smith and Houston making the tackle. 5 minutes. Cameron Smith. Now Cronk. Riles running a flat line.
Great tackle
play the
by
ball.
Scott.
Little bobble there was there as it comes to Cronk. He kicks high. Chambers is after it. Nguama's underneath it and comes down successful from his flight.
Gee, that was a great tackle by both Scott and Ryan Hoffman there, and a tackle that had to be made. Not only got him, but stopped him from any chance of unloading the ball.
Inside the final 5 minutes now. The Hunter Valley, I think at the moment, collectively are holding their breath. A 2-point lead to the underdogs. We're watching 2001 unfolding again. Vidaris for Mullen. And he puts a kick down the ground. It'll bounce kindly for Slater. And that's what he likes. He loves it in the middle of the ground and broken play. So wanting the ball is Chambers. The backs, they got the fresher legs. The forwards are walking at the moment, sucking them in. That's O'Neill, not going anywhere. Mullen, front marker, making the tackle. Widdock, challenged by Scott. Got a ball away, knocked on by Blair. And that's a break for Newcastle.
Again, another sign of desperation there from the Melbourne Storm. Craig Bellamy can't watch. When you think he's a coach who's been through so many big clashes and he's had to get out of his seat, this man has watched more big clashes than anyone in history. But with a little flick here out the left, Blair wasn't really ready for it, snatched at it. Bellamy gets up, takes a walk to the back, blows off a little bit of steam. There is still 3 minutes 45 left on the clock.
Yep, 3 minutes 45 for Jared Mullen to take control, to steer his forwards around his outside backs. The last play so important at the end of this set.
Boyd. Oh, Roberts, what's happened to Roberts?
Oh, no.
I think he's done his knee.
No.
There was no one near him.
Oh, the Newcastle number 7. I don't know what, did it hyperextend or something?
No, he's gone to step and it's crumbled. Oh, this is devastating.
There was no one near him. Dear, oh dear, watch this. He throws a big dummy, goes to take off. Oh, and it just goes.
Well, the bench, morbid, even though they lead by 2. A crowd of just under 20,000 here at Amy tonight. Watching on as Newcastle lead by 2. And what is there? 3.5 to go. There's Bennett, 7 times a grand final winner.
The trainer thumbs up. The trainer was saying to him, it's okay. Now, usually the trainer will turn around and say, no, he's no good, bring the stretcher. But he was really trying to convince Tyrone. He said, I don't think you've done this. I think it's okay. And again, like Billy Slater, he's got a fright.
This is almost a repeat of what we saw with Jamie Lyon last night. Yeah, it's those tests the trainers do on the knee. They test for stability, and they can feel the ligaments and the tendons, whether they're loose or not. That's a great sign for Tyrone Roberts.
It was a really good sign that he didn't turn around to the bench and put his arms out and say stretcher. And he was saying to Roberts, I could see he was enthusiastic. He was saying, you're okay, you haven't done this, you haven't done it. Roberts now trying to get some feeling in that knee and some confidence that he can step and run. What he'll want to do is be able to tackle. He doesn't want to be a passenger in the line next time Melbourne get the ball. But that's great news for the Knights. He's up, he's going to play the ball.
He's got an inquiring look, an appealing look about him. Every time you look at him, Tyrone Roberts, it's a young face. He's always looking like he's pleading for something. Right now he's pleading for victory. 18-16, his beloved Knights are in front, and Melbourne, the defending premiers, are not going to get many more chances. Rocco will play the ball. Badira sweeps it to Mullen. He puts a left foot dab on it, into Chambers. They defend him in the corner. So we've got under 3 to go. So Melbourne probably can expect this and at least one more. Hoffman inside 20 on the second. O'Neill inside 30 on the third. Cameron Smith for Jason Lyles. Jeremy Smith making the tackle low. McKinnon high. Cameron to Cooper. Cooper went away from Billy. He went out to Gareth Widdock, and there's Blair like a dartboard. Like a real target. They were magnetised towards him. And here is Cameron doing a 360. Then Hinchcliffe. Now Proctor. Now Harris stepping. Getting a ball away. Might have come off a Newcastle hand, did it? I don't know. I don't think so. It's come from Smith and gone to Cronk, and Cronk has been hit by Nagama. Tried to get the ball away. It's turnover. It's changeover Newcastle. Order the buses.
And it doesn't look like Melbourne will get another shot.
Great hustle there by the Knights. They've got to hold on to the ball. They've got to support the ball carrier. There's players in the background with hands on hips and knees. They've got to stay alive in case someone drops it. But it's theirs to lose now.
90 seconds to go. And Dane Gagai is tackled in the middle of the ground. It's come across to Jeremy Smith now. and he will play the ball 15 metres away from the line. Is that only the third tackle? I guess it is. That's McKinnon. Now they're 9 away. So 4 tackles. 4 tackles and McKinnon to play the ball. The Newcastle Knights looking at a preliminary final. Roberts is hit and put away. The Premier's in heaps of bother now. To state the obvious, and Badeiras is held and forced to ground, and that is changeover. So they've got 45 seconds to go the length of the field, and Slater, I think, is injured. No, he's up, but he's not 100. Riles has taken on the second. They're on their own 10. It's come to Widdop. Widdop to Hoffman. Hoffman to Blair. Mullins across. Blair's going down the sideline. He got a ball away. Widdop did the same. Hoffman's got the ball. Newcastle surge and put him away. 15 seconds to go. Uncover your eyes, Joey. You're entitled to watch this. Smith gets it away. Hunt gives it on. Big Proctor makes a bust. Goes to the middle. Picks up Slater. Floats the ball to Chambers. We're coming up to full time. That should be the end of the section. The siren is there. Newcastle have won the second semi-final by 2 points, 18-16, and the cheer in the background wasn't Ray Warren. It was a fella called Andrew Johns, the 8th immortal. We lost a commentator in transit. He was converted to a barracker, and a biased one at that. What a wonderful night's entertainment, Gus Gould.
Well, absolutely stunning. And look at the scenes here in the Newcastle players as they congratulate each other. Melbourne Storm, heavy favourites, defending premiers, outstanding record in finals, impeccable record at home. They've beaten the Knights twice this season, but the Knights with that coach and these players would have taken that on as a tremendous challenge, and they've come here, met that challenge, will walk away winners. They go into the preliminary final to play the Roosters. Brad Fettler, who have you got?
It was a huge challenge. We've got Danny Badeiras. Wow. How was that?
Oh, the heart's going, mate. How good's rugby league when it's like that? It's knock them out, throw them down, and really enjoyed that. It was right to the end, and you're playing a championship team, and can't believe our boys. They're just so much heart today. I'm that proud of them.
Looking at the teams you beat over the last 3 weeks, they were nowhere near what the Melbourne Storm were. Did you realise that you could rise to this challenge? You had the team to do it? Yeah, we've got some experience there. There's some boys that played in big games. It's heavily publicised the last week, but we've got some belief. Our coach is outstanding, instilling everything that he knows over those last 25 years and 8 premierships into us, and just enjoying the ride. Well done. 1 game away from a grand final. Good luck next week. Still alive, Fred. Thanks, mate. Off to you, Lockie.
Thanks, Freddie. Yeah, mate, got yourselves back into the game, but just let them get out too far in the end.
Yeah, it's been the story of probably the back half of our year, Lockie, that we're giving teams head starts, and this time of year, mate, you just can't do that. And they're a great side. They played a great footy tonight. I think bottom line was that we got beaten by a better team tonight. We just weren't good enough.
Thanks for your time. Over to you, Freddie.
Thanks, mate.
Got another old-timer, Big Willie. How are the legs at the moment?
Oh, they're good, mate. I was sitting on the sideline for 10 minutes, so they were bugging when I was out there. Mate, it was a quick game. Melbourne Storm are a class outfit. They've been the best team for the last 8 years, so it was great to win down here, mate. Getting the Final Four was awesome.
The experienced players played a massive part of the win. For young Tyrone Roberts, what went through your head when he went down? It looked like he did his knee.
I thought he'd done his knee, mate. I've done the same thing, and it looked the same, but he showed some courage tonight, mate. He played awesome. These young kids play with no fear, mate. They don't care. So that's why we won, I think.
Sonny Bill next week, you ready?
Anything ready. I'm ready for anything, mate. Anything.
1 away from a grand final. Good luck.
Thank you, Freddie. Cheers, mate.
Back to you, Rabbi.
Brad, well done. Together with Darren, and our thanks to the players. But look at these Newcastle fans, these people that have made long treks. In fact, I was talking to a fellow that has a bottle shop around the corner. He said he had a group of 6 of them. They'd driven from Newcastle to Melbourne over the last 12 hours to be here, to watch their heroes. And Mullen and McKinnon are lapping it up, as all of them are. Chris Houston is smiling. He could well be crying at the moment, but he redeemed himself beautifully. It's full time. Newcastle advances to the preliminary final at 18-16. Plenty still to come after the break. The VB hard-earned man of the match, player interviews, and a look at next weekend's grand final qualifiers. Of course, you'll see it only exclusive live on the wide world of sports, your home of rugby league.